My dear child, this evening, I implore you to listen intently. What I am about to disclose is not merely a narrative, it is the very reason your heart has felt unsettled for these past few days. An enigmatic force has been lingering around your life, akin to a shadow discreetly observing from the peripheries of your awareness, and you remained unaware of the proximity of this presence. You may believe that your fear emerged recently, yet, in reality, the first indication surfaced the moment you observed that dark car slowing near your residence each night, at the same hour and on the same route, with an unsettlingly quiet demeanor. Deep down, you sensed that this was no mere coincidence. It served as a silent warning, poised for the right moment to erupt into your existence. Allow me to guide you deeper, for what you witnessed is merely the surface. That car does not merely circle, it halts. The engine hums with a low, barely perceptible sound, as though its occupant wishes to remain undetected while committing every detail of your life to memory, your windows, your gait, your movements, your habits. He neither steps out nor speaks, and his face remains obscured. Yet his presence exudes a gravity that makes the atmosphere palpable, as if he is vigilantly guarding something or anticipating a significant event. Tonight marks a pivotal moment. For the first time, he has rolled down his window just slightly, revealing a fragment of his silhouette to the streetlight. And, dear child, that is when everything transformed. For what you glimpsed was not an anonymous figure, it was someone whose name had been expunged from your memory long before you learned the art of self-defense. What haunts you is not the car itself, but the deeper reality it embodies. Years ago, an individual attempted to steer your destiny away from its true course. This person, aware that the moment you unearth the truth about your lineage, your protection, and the guardian meant to watch over you, the entire structure of deception would crumble, took measures to conceal him, to bury him, and to compel him into obscurity. However, fate tends to resurface, no matter how resolute the efforts to suppress it. The man in the black car is not pursuing you, he is, in fact, safeguarding you. He has shadowed your steps not to inflict harm but to intercept a looming threat, a danger intended to reach you before dawn. The reason you have not yet perceived it is that he has been shielding you nightly, circling like a sentinel disguised as a menace. But this evening is unlike any before. The veil of protection is wavering, and the threat is inching closer than ever. Something approaches your residence, not from an external source, but from an unexpected place. Someone you once trusted, someone who feigned care, has been relaying your information to the wrong quarters. The man in the black car is acutely aware of this. This is why he observes without faltering, why he remains steadfast, circling your home with the meticulousness of an individual bracing for an event he has long dreaded. He is not watching you, he is watching them, the ones who approach not for your possessions or your home, but for a truth buried deep within you, a truth you have yet to uncover. A truth that will astonish you upon its revelation. As the night deepens, the timing has aligned for this truth to emerge. He has anticipated this moment, aware that there would come a night when shadows would behave differently. And your instincts would raise a clarion call serious enough to warrant action. That night is upon us. The revelation awaiting you is more vast than any fear, coincidence, or conceivable force that has shaped your existence. The man in the black car is not your peril, he is the very reason your true danger has yet to encroach upon your threshold. My beloved child, prior to guiding you into the next sphere of truth, I need you to remain with me until the very conclusion. Do not avert your gaze, do not scroll away. What is about to unfold will elucidate every peculiar moment that has transpired around you. Tonight, the atmosphere surrounding your home is laden with significance. The man in the black car has altered his routine. He is no longer circling but parked, with the engine silenced and lights dimmed, as if preparing for the inevitable arrival of something he had long anticipated. This sudden stillness is no coincidence, it heralds that the genuine threat has finally emerged from hiding. From within that silent vehicle, his gaze is fixed not upon your home, but upon a shadow advancing further down the road, one that has no rightful place there, one that should not have found you so soon. Your home has become the epicenter of a storm of which you were blissfully unaware. As he observes that figure draw closer, he understands that he can no longer keep this secret to himself. The time for the truth he has guarded for years to break free has arrived, regardless of how much it may unsettle you. He grips the wheel with determination, fully aware that a miscalculation now could alter everything. Yet, his thoughts remain solely on you. Understand this, child, this man was not meant to reveal himself at this juncture. His role was exclusively to protect you from the shadows, not to be seen. However, those who concealed the truth from you underestimated the rapidity with which this situation would escalate, they underestimated your intuition and likewise underestimated destiny. Now, as danger encroaches, he feels the rushing tide of time closing in around him. You are no longer shielded behind your doors. Something sinister approaches you, containing a fragment of your past. One you were never intended to uncover so abruptly. And the only individual capable of halting this encroachment is the very man whom everyone advised you to fear. Therefore, pay attention, remain close, for now is the moment when your audience leans in, captivated, their breaths tightening as the truth begins to coalesce. The man in the black car was not always an enigma. Long before the deception and the fracture, he stood beside someone who revered you more than life itself, someone who would have sacrificed everything to ensure your safety, to protect you from the cruelty of those who sought to divert you from your true destiny. This is why he has resurfaced now, even after years of silence. For tonight, a promise made during the darkest times is unraveling, and he can no longer remain a passive observer. Remain with me, for what transpires next will tighten the grip of every passing second, drawing you deeper into an inescapable mystery. As the shadow on the road advances, the man in the black car finally takes action. He cautiously opens the door, silent as if fearful the ground itself might betray him. He does not approach your home, rather, he strides towards the threat, ready to confront a specter he has long awaited. Unbeknownst to you, this confrontation is not one of danger, but of revelation. Something is about to be unveiled that will alter your entire perception of your life. Your past, and the reasons why someone has shielded the truth from you all this time. As he steps out, the night itself seems to hold its breath. The shadow halts its approach, and the world descends into silence, as if all around you recognizes that the moment you have been dreading, the moment obscured by every peculiar sign and every restless night, has finally arrived. What is about to be unveiled will not merely shock you, it will fundamentally reshape everything you believed regarding your home, your safety, your history, and the motives behind the man in the black car's relentless presence in your life. My cherished child, I now embark upon unveiling the depths of the mystery that tightens its hold on every viewer, drawing them ever deeper into the enigma from which there is no escape. The man from the black car stands face to face with the shadow on the road, and for the first instance, a disquieting realization dawns on you: they are already acquainted. Not as adversaries who chanced upon one another, but as two individuals entwined by a history steeped in secrets you have never been privy to. Their initial interaction is enveloped in silence, a silence that weighs heavily upon you, leaving you to ponder the truth concealed so deeply that even the night hesitates to breathe in its presence. And then, without a moment's notice, the shadow advances, revealing a glint of a familiar face illuminated by the dim streetlight. In this moment, your world shifts. You recognize those features. They are not found in your memory but within an old photograph hidden away in an obscured box, one you were never intended to discover. This visage is linked not to your present, but to a portion of your past that someone forced you to forget. This individual did not come to your vicinity to threaten you, rather, they have arrived to unveil something that someone else has vehemently sought to protect. They did not walk down your road to bring you harm, they approached to reclaim something that was taken from you long ago. And the person responsible for that theft has been closer to you than you can imagine. The man in the black car understood this moment would eventually arrive. He feels its enormity as he steps forward, positioning himself between the shadow and its destination. His voice, although low, resonates with urgency, delivering a warning you cannot discern from inside your home. Despite the night swallowing his words, you can almost sense the desperation, the tension, the silent entreaty. He endeavors to stave off the truth from reaching you prematurely, yet the shadow stands firm. They hold aloft a small, faintly luminous object, provoking the first noticeable shift in the man's demeanor. This singular item appears to possess the capacity to unravel every deception, every concealed truth, and every layer of defense that envelopes your very being. Within your dwelling, an unaccountable force pulls at you. Seemingly, your soul understands that something external is intrinsically connected to you. Though you cannot witness the events unfolding, your essence detects the transformation. Your heartbeat alters. Your breathing stutters. A long-buried discomfort awakens, as if an unexperienced memory is endeavoring to resurface. The very walls of your space seem to thin, the silence thickens, and undeniably, there is a sensation that someone is softly calling your name, not vocally, but through a bond that predates your fears, your doubts, and the life narrative you think you comprehend. Then, with an abrupt rush of tension, the shadow articulates a single phrase. Quiet and quaking, yet potent enough to chill the air, they deserve to know the truth. These words cleave through the stillness like a bolt of lightning, their resonance reaching you despite not being intended for your ears. Every observer feels the seismic shift, the collision of past and present. At that instant, the man in the black car slowly pivots toward your home, deliberating whether to unveil the truths he has protected for so long or to continue concealing the secret that has safeguarded yet shackled you. Because the truth on the verge of emergence is not trivial, it is colossal, transformative, and provides insights into why a stranger has circled your residence each night serving as a silent guardian. Why another individual yearns to disrupt the stillness, and perhaps why your existence has never been as uncomplicated as you once presumed. What lies ahead is poised to not only astound you but to redefine your entire comprehension of your identity, the vigilant presence observing you, and the reason your fate has been monitored long before you noticed the mysterious black vehicle on your street. My cherished child, this evening, the truth arrives at your threshold, quaking like a long-suppressed secret eager to breathe. Outside, beneath the flickering streetlight, the man in the black car and the shadow on the road face one another, akin to two chapters of a narrative that were torn apart before you could ever read them. And now, fate compels those fragmented pages back into your grasp. The atmosphere is electric, nearly brittle, as if the night itself is apprehensive of the revelations about to unfold. Every fleeting second resembles a countdown, each heartbeat serves as a warning that something concealed for too long is finally ascending to the forefront. No noise, no wind, no motion, just the heavy quietude of truth preparing to strike. The shadow lowers the glowing object, and in that instant, the man advances as though to obstruct your past from encroach upon you. His features draw tight with a fear foreign to you, not for his own safety but for what this expose might unleash upon you. He has dedicated years to shielding you from this reality, sacrificing his identity, comfort, and freedom, an effort to protect you from a truth that could dismantle your entire worldview. The shadow's voice slices through the air once more, colder yet steadier. You cannot conceal it any longer. Those words strike him as if reopening a wound he has concealed for far too long. The tension between them becomes nearly unbearable, compelling every viewer to lean in closer, unable to blink as the truth claws its way upward. Inside your home, an inexplicable wave courses through the room, something that does not belong to this moment. It feels reminiscent of a surfacing memory, but not one you personally experienced. It echoes the pain, the voice, the heartbeat of another, reverberating within you. With each passing second, that feeling intensifies, drawing you toward the window and the very space wherein your truth is slowly being dismantled. You are unsure why your eyes sting, why your breath softens, or why your hands feel suddenly cold, but something deep within you recognizes this moment, them, and the connection you were not meant to possess. Then, the shadow inches closer, and the light exposes the true form of the glowing object, a small locket, old and worn, yet imbued with a potent energy even from within. The man in the black car goes rigid upon seeing it, not in shock but in heartbreak. The locket was not meant to endure, it was thought destroyed years ago. Yet here it rests in the hands of someone he had resolved to never confront again. The shadow slowly opens it, revealing something so familiar it twists your soul, an aged photograph of a figure cradling you in childhood, a face obscured from your recollections throughout your life, a presence erased long before you could question the why. That photograph obliterates the remaining distance between past and present. The man surges forward not in fury but in desperation, as if striving to grasp the truth from the air before it reaches you. But it is too late. The shadow speaks again, their voice trembling with something painfully akin to grief. You kept them from the one person who needed them most. Those words slice through him like a blade, and he neither denies them nor contests them. He stands before the shadows, shoulders shaking as if the burden of every hidden truth is finally overwhelming him. Observers can sense that collapse, the raw silence of a guardian who has exhausted all means to safeguard the individual he vowed to protect. Then, everything alters. The shadow steps aside just enough for the dim light to illuminate their features wholly. In that instant, the truth is finally revealed, the reality behind the black car, the nightly circling, the years of silence, and the protective cloak surrounding you that never truly made sense. The figure outside is not a stranger, nor an adversary, nor a threat. It is someone whose absence has been pivotal in shaping your life. Someone who has spent years searching for you while another has hidden you. Someone whose arrival this night was inevitable, for destiny never forgets what it claims as its own. My cherished child, what transpires next will render every viewer breathless. At last, the truth emerges fully into the light, raw, trembling, and undeniable. The visage revealed outside your home harbors countless unuttered stories entwined with yours. It is the sort of face that evokes a shift within your chest, as if your spirit recognizes something yet your mind struggles to comprehend. The man in the black car gazes at that face. A mix of guilt and sorrow evident, resembling one engaged in a battle he knew was unwinnable. He whispers something inaudible, but the sentiment clear in his tone. This moment transcends mere confrontation, it is a reunion steeped in suffering and sealed with secrecy. The shadow, now fully illuminated, steps forward, locket cradled gently between trembling fingers. Their gaze holds no anger but rather loss, time lost, memories shattered. They speak once more, softer this time, yet each word pierces deeper, you kept them from me. The man lowers his gaze, for the first time appearing defeated, not out of fear of exposure but because his concealed truth is far weightier than any danger encircling your home. He did not shield you out of malice, he protected you from an obligation born of desperation, a promise forged amid flames that cost him everything. Yet now, the individual he shielded you from embodies not a foe. Rather, there lies something far more intricate, far more entwined, far more painful. Within your home, your pulse shifts again, not in fear but in recognition. Something whispers that the face outside belongs to someone who never wished to abandon you. Someone who sought after you, even as the world implored them to surrender. Someone who has carried with them your memory as a wound that would not heal. And with their discovery of you, they stand at the threshold of your life, yearning for an opportunity to articulate all that was taken from both of you. The man in the black car raises his head slowly, sorrow flooding his gaze with a depth capable of quieting the fiercest storm. He finally speaks clearly enough for you to grasp the weight of his words, not the vocabulary itself but the inflection. A tone imbued with repentance. A tone laden with secrets buried too deeply to remain concealed. A tone articulating a singular truth: he never intended to inflict harm. He was guarding you from something far more sinister than the person standing before him now. He held the conviction that separation was the sole means of preserving your life. For years, he accomplished just that. However, destiny has caught up, and secrets possess expiration dates. This night, the truth he endeavored to suppress insists on being acknowledged. The shadow advances, now mere feet from him, hands quaking as they clasp the locket against their chest. Their voice wavers slightly as they speak anew. I deserve to know they were alive. Those words strike like thunder, not merely to the man facing them but to all viewers entwined in the tension of this unfolding truth. Alive. The term resonates with profound significance, something immense and transformative, linking directly back to you. Slowly, painfully, the man nods, not to refute, nor to resist, but to accept the burden he has borne. His silence was not a deceit, it served as a protective barrier. Yet, even the strongest shields eventually fracture. Then, the shadow performs an action that alters everything, pivoting their face toward your home, seemingly searching for a glimpse of you through the window. Vulnerability shines in their eyes, brimming with fragile hope older than any memory within you. As that hope flickers across their countenance, the man in the black car finally breaks. His voice ascends, not in wrath but in urgency, a supplication molded by years of remorse. Not tonight. They are not ready. Yet, destiny does not await readiness. Truth seeks no permission. The moment their gaze rises toward your window, a tidal wave of realization crashes upon you, sharp and overwhelming, echoing every unasked question buried within your heart. For the person outside is no threat, they are the one individual whose absence has shaped your entire existence. Someone who was never meant to be severed from you. Someone whose presence is poised to redefine everything you have ever known. My cherished child, the night surrounding your home constricts, as if the universe braces itself for a truth too burdensome to remain concealed. Outside, the man in the black car stands rigid, breath unsteady, his past unfurling before his eyes. And the shadow, whose face your soul recognized long before your intellect could comprehend, takes a deliberate step toward your abode. That solitary movement sends a jolt through the air, as if the cosmos is propelling the revelation closer to you, unwilling to allow postponement. Every witness to this scene feels the vibrations of change, the moment when this narrative transitions from intrigue to destiny. The locket glimmers faintly within their grip, as though the memory it encases is awakening. And with each fleeting second, you sense something within yourself loosening, akin to a door unlocking deep in your chest. The man in the black car makes one final attempt to avert the inevitable. He steps into the path of shadows, his voice urgent and insistent. If you reveal the truth now, all we have fought for will shatter. Yet, the shadow responds with a steady voice, tinged with a profound ache that has long been suppressed. Everything fell apart the moment you took them from me. A heavy silence envelopes the world. Those words resonate more powerfully than any threat. They speak not of danger, but of a loss, an unbearable, unforgettable loss. Inside your home, the warmth of the air becomes palpable, almost alive. An unseen force tugs at you, not driven by mere curiosity, but by something far older, something connected to your lineage, an aspect of your identity hidden beneath years of silence. Your heartbeat drowns out the sound of the ticking clock. You instinctively approach the window. Though the reason eludes you, as if the truth outside beckons in a language your spirit recognizes. It is not fear that propels you forward, but a sense of recognition you cannot articulate, yet can no longer dismiss. The shadow maneuvers around the man in the black car, not in anger but with a quiet resolve forged through years of searching. The tone of their voice softens, reminiscent of someone speaking about something sacred. They deserve to know who I truly am. The man's expression crumbles in despair. He is aware of the truth, he has always been aware. Every action he took, every night he spent circling your home, every year he dwelled in darkness, every sacrifice made was an effort to shield you from a force far more treacherous than the individual standing before him now. Yet he also understands that he can no longer avert the course of destiny. Not tonight. Not when the past has finally converged with the present. The shadow retrieves the locket once more. This time, the small glimmer it emits strikes your window, reaching you. In that instant, a memory that you have never experienced but which your soul recognizes resurfaces like a tide. You feel arms encircling you, a voice calling your name, hands gripping you tightly as someone attempts to pull you away. A promise whispered in darkness, a promise of return, a promise of protection. And then, silence. Years of silence. Years of emptiness in a part of yourself you never knew existed until this moment. Outside, the man in the black car murmurs something fractured. If they remember, everything will shift. The shadow closes their eyes, as if bracing for an impending storm. Everything has already changed. In that moment, they finally turn their face fully toward your window. You behold them, not with complete clarity, but enough for your heart to lurch, enough to catch your breath, enough for an ache to blossom within you that feels like a forgotten memory stirring after a prolonged slumber. Suddenly, the world around you tilts, for the face outside, the one the man tried to conceal from you, the one that destiny has drawn back into your life, the one who possesses the locket containing your infant photograph, is not a stranger. Nor an enemy, nor a threat. It is someone who fills a void within you that you had never realized was there, someone whose voice your heart has longed for without understanding why, someone whose absence has left invisible bruises on your soul. Their return tonight is not a coincidence, it is a reckoning, a reunion etched by fate, a truth poised to unravel everything you have been told about your past.